you were quite frustrated at full time at the weekend.
Yeah, very frustrated. Only because we sort of, I think there was 6 chances of scoring, getting held up over the line 3 times, a double movement 1 time, Darnell McIntosh's no try. So there were 6 tries that we probably should have scored, which makes it a completely different outlook, in the end. But as frustrated I was, I guess, in hindsight, happy that we got the 2 points and gone up the ladder a bit, and just got to keep that momentum and confidence moving, keeping forward.
And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? That the result, in many ways, was more important than the performance of the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. But as a coach, you're always looking to improve the team with all the detail and attack and defence. And we've done a lot of really good stuff over the last month. Very physical against Wigan, and also we looked a bit flat here the other night. Probably because of the performance against Wigan. It's always hard to get up and get at those same levels, but I was just pleased that we managed our way through that game. There was a lot of difficult decisions that were against or during the match. So it was a hard game to sit there and watch when you sort of chased the game for most of it, but then when it counted most, we got the job done.
What have you said to the powers that be? I know you said you were going to speak to them.
I want to keep that in-house, really. I think they're aware of the situation as well. It's important that we all get on and we all understand where we're at with it all, and they've been quite good. So, yeah.
What, in a broader sense, then, what sort of things do you think were highlights at the weekend that perhaps need to change going forward?
Well, I just thought the Darnell McIntosh try was just, a really poor call, like one of the worst of the season. Like we want fans to come and watch our wingers score these amazing tries, and going up as no try, and then finding it no try because it's gone up as no try I just think that needs to change in our game. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of opinions on it moving forward, but that's what people want to see. And if it's a legal, fair try, maybe don't go up with a live call or an opinion. Like, let's just allow the referee or the third eye to have a look and have an open opinion on that decision.
You will be without Adrian and Pape as well for Friday. How big a blow is that?
Yeah, Edwin Pape will be a massive blow. Been suspended for a week with a hip drop, we believe, but it's off the back of a couple of other warnings, so that's why it's a high-end one for him. But yeah, we'll miss him, a lot. Once he's come back, we've certainly gone up to a level as a team, but he also probably needs a bit of a break too. He's been a bit reckless with some of his actions and stuff, so we've got to make sure that we get that right with him, and he'll be back against Saints in the following week. I think Aaron Penne as well failed his HIA after the game, so he'll be missing from the game too.
2 big blows, but also looking at the weekend, you laid down a little bit of a gauntlet to the players last week. You said you kind of needed, this is the time they need to step up. But are you sensed since those conversations and since the weekend that you're seeing that hopefully momentum building now?
No, and it's on a day-to-day basis. It's just not the 80 minutes on the weekend. It's not even it's here, but it's also what they do at home, away from here, and how they prepare their body, how they recover. So I've seen definitely a step up with that, with our standards in our recovery, in our training during the week, and then in the 80-minute performance. So I'm in a really happy place where we're at. I think we're in a good position, as in the sense of our work rate and our work ethic and our standards. So, you can only go forward from there. So I'm looking forward to London this week.
On London, speaking to lots of coaches in the Super League on these press conferences, most weeks we get told, they're better than the points total suggests.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree with that. And they probably should have beaten Leeds 2 weeks ago. So, I think they've found a little bit of rhythm between them. Though they're not winning, it's difficult to make sure that you've got to go there and with the right attitude, because I feel that they're a team where they're playing with a lot of confidence now, and if you're not quite there physically and the right attitude, it becomes an absolute hell fight. So we don't want to be in that position. We've earned the right the last 2 weeks, I think, to go into this game with a lot of confidence and play our style, and it gives us another opportunity to get our game right. We've made a few errors and our discipline hasn't been quite right there, so if we can adjust those slightly and get that right, I think we can take that next step up as a team.
Good luck. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Rob.
I just dropped off to sleep, Adrian. The wait was so long that I was snoring away quite happily. So,
How was a cup of tea, Trev? Is it all right?
no, actually, no. Because, in all seriousness, the screen had frozen because I've been on that long that it just gave up. So I had to reboot.
Yeah, my apologies, mate. I've been in a very serious meeting here, so that was delayed. Which I'll talk to you about it later. I'll give you a scoop on that later, mate.
Yeah, you said that on Saturday when I was the only journo in the press conference, and that didn't materialise either. So I won't lose any more sleep over it. But,
it's good to see you anyway. All right, Callum, you're next. Go on, Trev. Sorry, mate.
With Edwin, does that mean that it's like a straight swap with Brad coming into the starting hooker?
Yeah, probably. That's the way we're looking at the moment. Brad's got a bit of the flu at the moment today, so he's not 100% either. So Matty Davis also will come into the picture in that 17, and a decision will be made on that on Thursday.
I think you said after Saturday that Josh was probably just a one-game absence. Yeah. Is that how you see it, or is there any more complications?
Yeah, it looks that way. We'll get a better feel for him over the week, and again, a decision that'll be made at the last moment.
I was just thinking about I know you don't comment on players leaving. I think Hull are putting out a statement about Ed Chamberlain going on loan.
Yeah.
Later this afternoon. With players that are going and know they're going, regardless of whether it's at Lee or Wigan, wherever, how do you view it, Adrian? Is it, the mind's not quite on the job for the rest of the season, or they want to show that I want to leave on a high? How does it work like that?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, Trev, but it's, these ones are probably better off with Chris Chester answering him. He's the one that's in charge of what moves forward with Ed for the rest of this year. So it's a difficult one for me to comment on, but I will comment on the other players that have been mentioned are leaving. It's a very professional setup that we have here, and the standards are high, and they give their absolute all every week in, week out, and that's why they're here in the first place, because they've got a great attitude and they're good people. So I've seen, like I said in a question previously, that the standards have certainly lifted in the last couple of weeks, especially with our rugby and our on-field performances.
You've obviously brought Aaron Penny in a few weeks ago. I noticed that Luke Yates has gone from Huddersfield to Warrington early. I mean, have you got anybody coming in, Adrian, for the rest of the season? Is there anybody on the horizon that may have signed a long-term deal that you can get in soon, like Armstrong, for instance?
No, not necessarily, Trev. There's no changes here at the moment. Things can always change and adjust on a weekly basis, so we're always one step ahead with that. It's really important that you have a presence of what the future looks like, and you've got to make sure that you've got the strongest team available, or what opportunities present itself with players that you signed or that are leaving. So it's always ongoing, and it's a tricky one. But I think the Warrington deal with Yates has been a good call for him. I think it'll make a massive difference there. But for us, it's just business as usual.
And just on the selection for the weekend, is there anybody, Friday rather, anybody absent that we haven't talked about, or anybody coming back?
No, not really. I know Ollie Holmes is now running on the field with Ben McNamara, so both those players are probably a week away now, so we'll be potentially in contention for the St Helens game next week. We've been away from home for quite a while, for 2 months, and coming home to play here against Huddersfield in an incredible stadium, and the groundsmen, the job they've done here with the field is amazing. You look at it, it's just carpet. So we're looking forward to playing at home against London this week, and then Saints the week after. So we're pretty excited with our fans having 3 weeks in a row at home now, and we're excited to play London here on Friday night.
You spoke about the Huddersfield game. Having watched it back, was it any better or any worse, the performance, than you thought after the game? Yeah,
watching it back, it was definitely the stoppages were influenced by the officials quite heavily, and it's hard to get momentum in the game. Though I will say that we created 6 opportunities where we should have scored on every single one of them. So including the Darnell McIntosh one in the corner, but we're creating the opportunities, and it's like a striker at football. He's in front, he's missing the goal, but that at least he's in position to score them, and that usually always comes with time. So I'm in a really good place with our attack. I think we've just got to work a little bit harder with some of our defence, which we're doing now, and in a pretty good place.
And just the last one, you mentioned that Josh might be back, which could impact on what happens to Darnell. I mean, Darnell gave a good account of himself, so it'd be quite hard on him if he was to sort of miss out, I suppose.
Yeah, they're the difficult decisions we need to make. What we do with that back five really is getting harder every week, but that's a position I need to be in, I want to be in, and that, as long as I keep it honest between the whole lot of them and they understand where their place is, there are no issues at all.
Smashing, that's good.
Thanks,
Thank you, Lemmy.
Okay.
Hi Adrian, how are you doing?
Callum, good. You?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
I know it's been talked about quite a bit, but do you have sympathy for London in the kind of situation they find themselves in?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm always that way, regardless of any situation. I'm always thinking about how other clubs are surviving, or the issues they've had, or coaches being talked about being sacked, or who they're signing. I think it's a really difficult place for them. When players are probably signing with other clubs before the end of the season for them too. So they're in a really tough place. But I can tell you that, you watching them play, you can see that they're connected as a group and they're trying their hardest at the moment, and they're been very unlucky at times not to win 2 or 3 more games than what they should have. So, it's a tough one, but someone needs to get relegated every year, and I'm sure they've got their head around that now, and they're full force ahead.
Cheers, Adrian. That's all from me. Good luck at the weekend.
Thanks, Carl. Thank you.
Thanks, Lemmy.
All right, that's it.
Cheers, Adrian.
No worries, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.